All right, so welcome everyone to today's wellness series. It's going to be desk yoga by, and our instructor today is Kate Lanagan MacGregor. And I'll just hand things off to you to get started. Kate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So friends, my heart is beating. My audio was just not working. It worked before and it came on and it makes me think about our professions and how no matter how much we plan for things, we get our adrenaline gets spiked, our cortisol gets pushed. And I think it's a lesson, and it's one of the reasons why this chair yoga is so important. And I just want to give you a 2-minute synopsis of what brought me here today. So my past life before real estate was in fitness. I had a fitness center and personal training and all that kind of thing. And when I had my kids, I was trying to balance that and my profession and them. And I'd find myself like at the park or the jungle gym or wherever. And I used to say, like, I just miss my good old workouts. And then I realized you can make a workout wherever you are. And you can find any tools that are around you to work out. And so thus started my journey on the jungle gym workout and the in the woods workout and the pumping gas workout and so forth. And I will tell you that for me, when the pandemic hit and I was sitting so much, my body physically changed and my body started hurting. And so this class is kind of like a nod to those of us who have to sit a lot because of our jobs. And that's part of, especially now. And also just a way to incorporate wellness and fitness into your life. And I want to start with a little bit of a affirmation. So if you guys could just close your eyes for 1 second and just listen. And it says, health, allow me, divine, to be tender and accepting of my body, no matter what ailments I may have. May I always know it's doing the best that it can. Help me be a loving ally and friend to this sacred form. And so with that, let's get started. With chair yoga, or with yoga in general, generally speaking, you would go from the top to the bottom or from the bottom to the top. And kind of what we're going to do today is kind of top to center and then bottom to center. So if you could just breathe in with me. So, and I like to do yoga with my eyes closed. I'm going to keep them open for you. But what I want you to be able to do is at any time, change up. By the way, I have on my jacket, this is part of my do yoga anywhere, Rise Yoga, is that as realtor professionals, we can fit it in. We don't need a special suit. We don't need a special place. We don't need a special anything. If we're committed to our divine health, then we can do this. So let's close our eyes and we're just going to start with breath. And if you could breathe it in for 4, hold it for 4, and breathe it out for 4, and hold it for 4. This is called box breathing. So in for 4, hold it, out for 4, and hold it. And one more time. And hold and out. So think of this for when you're going into an appointment or you're stressed at work or you're negotiating something that came up the wrong way and you're just tight and stressed. Practice that box breathing. You will be amazed. Now, take that nose, and with your nose, I invite you to make a big circle with it. Your nose is leading your head as doing a head circle. And what I'd be interested in knowing, and you guys can feel free to just tell me, are you hearing like crackling, snack, crackle, pop? All right, many of us, and then reverse direction, hold our stress right here in our necks. And right there in that part of your back, the top part of your skull, the top part of your neck into your skull, that little base part. All right, and if you could just go front and back. Okay, so front and back. One of the things of sitting at a desk all the time is we're hunched over. And so I want you to think about this exercise while you're driving in the car and you're pushing against your back seat, okay? Just to get it so that your muscles don't atrophy. All right, and one more. And one last one. I just want you to open that mouth and just jiggle that jaw around. So open, then left and right. I was teaching a class, I think, with you guys last week. And someone said, I asked how everybody was doing, and someone said, well, I've been clenching my teeth for the first time in my life. Okay, so just thinking about those stretches. All right, now stick our heads and go side to side. Nice and comfortable. And when you feel about ready, if you could take your hand and you're going to bring it up onto your top of your head, and you're going to give it a little nudge. You're going to and you're going to just use yourself as an aid. You're pushing against that hand, and take that other hand and push it straight down. So you're getting a stretch all through your neck. This is your sternocleidomastoid. And now do a little nod front and back. Oh, I hope you guys are feeling, this is just feeling so good. Again, that battery thing just threw me. All right, and then let's just take that hand up and let's go to the other side, tucking it in and pushing that arm down. So you're feeling a nice big stretch. Okay, nod your head a little bit too, if that feels good. Rotate that shoulder back a little if that feels good. Resist against that arm. Okay, and then the last exercise is put both hands behind your head and push. This is what I mean about in the chair, in the seat driving. Push, push, push. Okay. Now let's take our shoulders and let's do a shoulder roll. And while we're doing this, and as we're going to every little spot, I want you to do an assessment of how that part of your body has been feeling. Okay. So every day I do this tracker. It's part of my training program where I do, I follow this a daily thing, and I put on there a skeleton, and then it's reverse direction to the front. And what I did with that skeleton is I put X's with what's hurting, because I want to track what's hurting on my body. All right, so we've got our shoulder rolls back and forward. Okay, nice. Now take those hands right out to the side, and you're going to just open them way up. Okay, so opening those arms way up, give me a little bit of an arch of a back. You can tip that head up if you'd like. All right, and cross them over to the front and give yourself like a big bear hug. Right, hugging may not be allowed anymore, but you can always hug yourself. All right, nice job. And then just take those hands right to the center, and we're going to do a rotator cuff stretch. I think of like the scarecrow in Wizard of Oz on this. My dad does this exercise where he takes his little fingers and he climbs up the wall with them. And that's also another great stretch for your shoulders. All right, let's bring those hands together. Has anyone had any flare up of either carpal tunnel syndrome or numbness in your hands from our typing all the time and being on the computers? So just always trying to, this is another one you can do in the car. Again, people think I'm certifiable while I'm driving. No lie. But anyways, put those fingers together and just push them in and out. All right, beautiful. And now, and then with your hands behind you, okay, and you're sitting forward here, rotate those shoulders to the back, tuck that chin in and roll forward and lift that back up. All right, and then swing those arms down and let it go. Okay, let it go. All right, and so from here, what I'd like you to do, and I'm just gonna bring one foot up onto your chair. I mean, onto your lap. I'm gonna zoom out here a little bit. So, all right, so we have, and then so you've got one foot, and this is called a number 4, right? So one leg is crossed up on top. And you're gonna arch that back and sit into it and feel a hip opener. Okay, so here we go. So you can see my foot here. So we've got the hip opener right here, and you're just sitting into it. Now take that baby, your little baby, rock that baby, and thinking of that hip, I want you to circle around that leg. Okay. And reverse direction. So my hips took a beating during this pandemic. All right. And then so you've got your leg hanging, you're going to cross that over, find a spot on your chair where you can tuck that little leg. Okay. Hug that nice, straight, strong backs here. Hug yourself in. With your opposing hand, you're going to hold onto that leg. Hand comes up, and you're going to go right around back, and you're going to grab the back of your chair or whatever's behind you and give it a big tug. And you're going to give me a nice spinal twist, opening up those shoulders. All right, beautiful. And coming forward, take that leg, grab behind it. So either the calf or the bottom of the foot, whatever works for you. You got to do a leg straightener, okay? Now, for many of us, it's a calf. Some of us, it might even be here, right? If you're flexible or not flexible, I got to just tell you guys, my friends, that it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're moving your body, okay? And we are not comparing here, although you guys do look awfully nice. All right, beautiful. And then just grab those toes and you're gonna like tip those toes back. And what you're trying to do is just stretch out that foot all the way. And just bend that leg in, kind of open and back out. Trying to feel those toes. Like there's so many muscles and connective tissue in your toes and in your feet. And we gotta just be really careful of it. All right, so you can come bring that leg down. And we're gonna start with the other side. So cross that leg over. First thing you're doing is that what they call a figure 4. This is, if you have less than a minute when you're on hold or something, doing this figure 4 is awesome. Now, arching that back and sitting into it. I always say, like, pretend you're a peacock and you are showing everybody your beautiful feathers whenever you're in one of these kind of positions. All right, beautiful. And then you're going to cross that leg over a little bit higher, grab a hold of that knee or that thigh area with the opposing hand, hug it in. Again, nice, straight, strong back, sitting square on your sit bones. Hand comes up and go for that spinal twist. Grab whatever's behind you and wring out the spine. Okay. Anybody hearing any crackety cracks on this? All right. Yeah, I know. Come forward and you're going to grab a hold of that foot. And again, you're going to treat it like it's a little baby. You're rocking the baby. Again, thinking of that hip, think about the lubricating that's going on in that hip right now. And if you're getting out of your car and your hips are stiff, okay, circle it around, massaging right through that hip. Or you're getting ready for bed, or you're afraid of slipping on this ice out there. Okay, beautiful. And then hug it in and you're going to grab that foot somewhere and you're going to lift it straight up. Now this can be one hand, this can be both hands, this can be behind the leg. It can be whatever feels right for you, okay? And you're gonna lean right into it. Give it a nice good hug. You hug it down, bring that back in. Beautiful. And then grab a hold of those feet and just really give that an extra stretch. And just as I said before, push your toes against your hand. And again, rotating through, trying to straighten that leg, trying to go a little higher, bend that leg in. I'm gonna put my knee right to the outside and push it forward. And one more. Okay, beautiful. Now, however you can, I want you to try to sit in your chair. So it can either be one leg over the other. Sometimes if you're in a narrow chair, it might be just that you're stacking those legs. If you're somewhere where there's a little bit more room and you can open them up, whatever feels comfortable for you. What really matters here is not how your legs are positioned. And if those are all impossible, then you know what, just let those legs hang in front. But what we're gonna do here is some side bends. So just deep inhale and exhale. And you're going to take one hand up. So I'm taking my right hand up and I'm with the opposing arm, I'm going to bring it either to the chair hook that I have, the armrest, or right down to the side, or I'm going to let that hand hang if there's nothing there, if I've got a small chair. And what I'm going to do while I'm here is I'm going to rotate through, finding different stretches, trying to get that elbow in alignment with my ear. Okay. And then come on up. Now, if you happen, and then let's just go to the other side for this. And big stretch. How's everybody feeling? You guys can talk to me. You're probably on mute, but don't come off mute to talk to me. Okay, now we're just gonna, like waves, go side to side, feeling that side stretch and the side stretch. And the side stretch and the side. All right, one more each side. Again, big, tall stretches, feeling that, and actually you could bring both hands right up on top of your head, hook those hands together and give me a side bend. Breathe in and out, and then the other side. And again, I like to look up when I'm doing these. All right, beautiful. So these are all things that can be done right in our chair. And then what I'd like you to do is bring your knees in. So we're right down at the base. So this is going to be our last exercise for our upper body for now. And what you're going to do is you can either put your hands on your chair, hands on your legs, hands under your thighs, wherever it feels better for you. and you're going to lift into a V-sit. Okay, now if you are doing yoga all the time and you want to bring it out and get your balance here, whatever works. And then once you get it, I'd like you to just rock it in and out. Okay, engaging our core. Whoops, I just fell, coming back up and out. Nice job, and one more. And then just let those legs hang right over the chair. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Okay, so we are going to, so again, I always use everything that's around me for weapons. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to come stand up at our desk. Okay, so you are standing right at your desk. And what I'd like you to do here before we even get started is go right back to that exercise we just did and stretch it to one side, pushing out that hip, and then the other side, pushing out that hip. Okay, hands come right behind our backs. We're going to do some tricep dips. So you're going to have your, again, this will be on your chair or on your desk, whatever works for you. This can be done. The chair would be a more of a stretch or a strengthener for you. Okay, let's do 3 more. 2 more. Nice job. If you want to intensify this, you would step yourself away a little bit further. Okay, nice job. And then what I'd like you to do is just turn to the side, right? And what you're going to do is with your both legs straight, pyramid style, just come on down and touch the floor. So both legs are straight, both knees and toes are facing forward. You're in between your chair and your desk, and you're just relaxing down. This is like a 5-star activity to do on a regular basis. Okay, now bend that front leg and just bring it up into your, I'm going to show you, I'm moving, but you don't move. Okay, just up into your stretch. And again, you are on your side. So what you're going to do from there is just come on down and you're going to go to the other side. And you're going to come down for that stretch. And again, knees and toes are facing forward, legs are straight. Now bend that front leg and come on up into your crescent pose. All right, nice job. And come forward. Now what I'd like you to do, and I have a desk right in front of me. I'm going to just pull it in. We're going to use our desk as a tool. I always say use our tools, whatever we have. So put your hands on your desk. Okay, I'm just trying to see how this, okay. So I'm going to push this back a little bit, a little bit more room. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is 10 push-ups. So just down and up. Now you fancy people, you can lift one leg up at a time if you want to get a little extra fun or strengthener in there. So lift it and drop and lift it and drop. And 5 more. And 4. Feeling the strength, feeling our back straight and strong, sucking in our core, keeping ourselves, every little part of our body working here. Okay, and slowly come back up that last one. Okay, stretch out those hands. Just reach them in front on your desk. Now, when I talked to you about the peacock before, I want you to have a nice peacock stretch here. And let's just wag our tail, side to side. You should be feeling a stretch all the way through from your fingertips down to your toes, a side stretch. So wagging that tail side to side. Nice job. And now just put your hands to the edge of the table or your desk. And what you're going to do is kind of come like you would from a chaturanga forward through into that up dog. And then up to that down dog. So pushing that butt back. Okay, now do it again. So chaturanga through, you bend down, you let your chin hit, your chest hit, your belly hit if you can. And up into your up dog, stretching it out, feeling that stretch to your belly, dropping those hips, and then back to your down dog, which is a nice stretch back, stretching out your triceps, thinking about dropping those like armpits down. 1 more like this. And you're in that up dog. All right, beautiful. And coming forward. All right, so this one, I don't know how you all feel about putting your feet on your desk. How do you feel about that? Yes or no?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it. If you don't want to put your feet on your desk, you can put your feet on your chair. And if you don't want to put your feet on your chair, just put your feet on the floor and follow exactly what I'm saying. What I'd like you to do is put your foot right up on the table or the desk, and just going to start by rocking back and forth. Right now, some of you who are a little bit taller, you might have to figure this out a little bit. And just back and forth, feeling the stretch, right up through the quadricep, through the hips, and then into the hamstrings. And just sink it down, this last one. And then go to your pigeon. Okay, so you got to bend that leg, opening up that hip. And again, rotating through, feeling how you're going to open up that hip and circling it around. All right, beautiful. And then from there, you can just grab a hold of that foot and come for a quadricep stretch, holding onto the table if you want, or coming up for your first of like a balance pose, nice and tall. And then slide that foot forward into your tree. Again, feel free to use anything that's around you if you need it to help you balance. Engaging that core, finding a little spot to stand on, or look at rather. Lifting a little extra spice for you, look up to the sky. All right, beautiful. Come on down. Come right into a chair sit. Okay, let's do a little catch up. Now I started a little bit late. Is it okay if I go a couple minutes over?
Yeah, that's totally
You guys
fine.
can leave at 10:30.
We can
Okay.
keep going.
So if you have to leave, well, okay. If you have to leave, I love you. I'm sorry, but please try to stay for those couple minutes. We're gonna come to the side. We're gonna tuck our elbow. Let me move the table out of the way a little bit here. Over to the hip. And we're just gonna do another spinal twist and open up our hands. So right now my legs are together, my knees are bent, and I'm using my body as an aid to get that stretch in. And then back to my sit. And then the other side. And we're pushing it up and we're opening. Looking up over our fingertips. All right, back to our sit. Come on up for a little back bend. And let's go into our other leg. So your other leg is going to come up to that table. We just started with putting it here. Now, if you're at the office and you have on like your fancy high-heeled Maria shoes, you know, you might not have your shoe up on that table. But for most of us, if we're doing a good amount of our work at some sort of, okay, now we're just going to do the same thing, right? So we're going to hang forward and rotate it front. So front to back, massaging the flow of these legs. So you can figure out, I mean, we have like little wipes everywhere and people always are putting their feet up on over here at the office. When I teach class, especially boot camps in this room, tables like this, we're always making them stretch out. All right, nice job. And we're going to bring it into that pigeon, which is bending that leg over. Again, finding that spot that feels comfortable for you. Looking up. So it's called a pigeon because think about how pigeons kind of have that body like awareness where they're like all badass, right? We're like the badass pigeons. Okay, nice job. And bring that leg forward. And you're going to scooch it to the side. And as you come down, it's the opposing hand that meets the hand on the ground. All right, nice job. And coming on up, you can come in, you can grab that foot, bring it for a quadricep stretch. So as I do the quadricep stretch, I do a pelvic thrust, right? So I'm getting a little extra stretch in through that pelvis. And again, if we want to add another yoga pose in, you can always bring it down. See, the second leg doesn't normally get more attention like it did this time. And then we're going to come right over into our tree. Nice and strong. All right, beautiful. And looking up for a little extra spice. All right, so what I'd like you to do from here, and I'm just going to move this out of the way so you can see me, is you're going to put toes out to the side, and you're just going to start by just a gentle stretch. Okay, and you're going to push it down and lift it. This is again between your chair and your desk. And lift it. Sometimes when I'm in that spot, I love to like grab like the edge of the table or the desk and give it a little extra push. And then from here, you're going to bring yourself down and you're going to have your elbows against the inside of your thighs, kind of where your knees are, but we never put pressure on our knees. You're just going to sit. This position was the whole reason yoga came to be, was so that people could sit outside and honor their God basically for a little bit longer. Okay, and bring it up. Let's just do a nice back bend. Come on back down, all the way down and back up. Nice and tall up, big stretching, feeling the shoulders opening and coming down. And one more up. We're going to stay up And we're just going to turn to one side. Okay, I'm going to go face you so that you can see what I'm doing. But you're going to go to one side, lift up. You're in your warrior one. Bring it to your warrior two. In this position, I put my hands up, both of them up. And I take this time to connect to my higher power, my source, and just say, I'm open, I'm listening, I'm here, I'm present. All right, take it back for the reverse triangle. And then forward. Again, you are in between your desk and your chair if you are truly at an office space. Front and back. And up. Straighten out those legs. Give me a little tug of war. Right? We're in a negotiation and I want to close earlier. And you want the wine cooler. All right, hand comes down. And then we're going to slide into that triangle, opening nice and tall. And then bring that leg hand down and up. All right, and then come on back in together. By the way, if you are truly in your chair for this, you would do the upper body movements and you would adjust for that. I was thinking of office yoga, the other leg, here we go. And actually that was the leg I just did. So up. So now we're going into that warrior two. So we're opening up to the side. In this position, what I think about is how I can help people. So one is I'm offering myself, and the next is, what can I do? All right, then side to side. I just heard a crack, yay. And so we're doing the reverse triangle. I mean, the reverse warrior. Okay, and then back up. Tug of war, tug, engaging that core, tug, shoulders are flat. One more tug as far as you can go, that core is together, coming down for that triangle. This triangle for us works every part of our body, every joint, and cross it over for your reverse triangle and lift. All right, beautiful. And pull yourself together. You can come back and sit in your chair. We're going to just do a little closing thought. Now you can wiggle those legs, shake it out, do your upper body. Try to do a little bit of everything. All right, now close those eyes for a second. Sometimes I think that we think our jobs are so important that we can't possibly take a half hour for ourselves. Who will miss us? Like, what's going to happen during that time? But if you nourish your body like we just did, even a couple times a week, or even if you can do 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there, your body will thank you. Okay, I'm doing some shoulder rolls. Just remember, like, this is the one body we have. And part of my story is debilitating Lyme disease that I couldn't get out of bed. Yoga cured me on that. I broke my back. They were iffy on whether I was going to walk. Yoga took me out of that. And now just this beautiful thing of aging during the pandemic, and yoga's helped me with that. Okay, you can open your eyes. And I just want to thank you and honor you, and thank you for having me. Namaste.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Kate.
Thank you very much.
I was muting myself because I was definitely feeling a lot of cracks.
I was cracking and groaning.
Oh, I know. Well, that is what it sounds like, you know, and it's, but it just, our bodies need this so very badly. You know, we are, I mean, I have lost so much flexibility and ability during this pandemic. And just in this stress time of being like on all the time in overdrive. And you know what? I make time, but I need to make time. It's my medicine, you know, but I hope that you guys think about adding in a couple just little tweaks to your life. And that will be enough to really help change the course of how you're feeling, how your energy shows, how you're happy, how you're calm and collected for that next thing that we have, the next bomb that's going to hit. Actually, I don't even want to say that. I'm sorry. The next transaction that's going to throw us askew.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Kate. This has been, I feel awake and ready to make some sales. If anyone, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to having you at our next Wellness Series session. Have a great rest of your day. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to stay on.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you, Erin.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Kate.
much. Thank you. Thank you for showing up.
I think you made a good point, Kate, too. It's, you know, we often use the excuse that we don't have the time, but it's we're not making the
Yeah.
time for ourselves.
Right. And that's the whole idea about, that's why I was going to take out the whole thing about why I started in the woods and at the swing sets and whatever. But the point is that we can make time. Anything can be like when I'm cooking, like in between my island and my countertop at home. That's the perfect bar height, you know, for like doing the bar activities and whatnot. So we can make time, and we have to.
I agree. I'm like,
Anyway.
oh, I haven't stretched in a while. I felt that. Everywhere.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's good. So do you know what caused my problems? You can tell your little husband, was me changing the batteries.
He was
He's like,
in
"Change the
here. I'm
batteries
like,
before you
hey,
start."
I'm at
Oh,
home
no.
today. So I was
What the
telling him,
hell?
I'm
It's
like, hey,
not working again. It
what's
didn't
going
reconnect.
on?
No, so, oh my God, that's hilarious. You did such a good job.
It's a good egg. I was also doing our yoga. I've got my coworker, the furry one, down
Oh,
there.
yes. Well, that's a good, that's a good weightlifting tool, right? You take that and you lift it up and do 10 bench presses with it.
With my
How big's your
dog?
furry friend?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's like 70 pounds.
Okay, never mind. Never mind then. We have littler dogs.